Big ass head. Alright, is it, are these mics just like on?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that is.
All right.
I'm just gonna take this one out.
Alrighty, so getting to the Zaxis versus I'm gonna be honest, I got no idea what that tag is.
That is QuagmireToiletGaming45.
Sorry, say that one more time slowly.
QuagmireToiletGaming45.
Okay.
I think it's pretty simple.
QuagmireToiletGaming45. All right, so coming in here, Zaxis. He's an Austin Greninja mate. He's pretty damn good. How's Quagmire? Is he? Does he compete a lot?
He competes quite a bit at this tournament, MTS, the weekly that's hosted here. He does okay. I think he definitely can pose a threat to Zaxis potentially here.
Yeah. Well, this matchup is one of those things where, like, I've seen Raw players say that they win it just because Gyro is hard to deal with as Greninja. But I also don't know how much I believe that because Greninja having so much mobility means it's very easy to get around stuff like Rob's Gyro, Rob's Laser. Generally being good against owners means that you can just jump over whatever you want to and then they die. That's stupid. Why can he do that? That's a good call-up, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think something that you mentioned is, like, I think that's very true, right? I think he has the mobility. He's fast enough to, like, get around what Rob wants to do. I think Greninja tends to get locked in shield quite easily in this matchup as well, just because of all the bullshit frame data.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that we did see from Greninja is that you can just straight up use the counter on the Gyro because Gyro is always active, right? And just like things like Hydrant, if you just walk up and down B, you can just hit Rob for it because it obviously goes like a certain distance.
Right.
So that's one thing that we did see Jaxis use in the first stock, and probably more the rest of the set, but so far it's pretty easy. What does the G stand for again?
Quagmire.
No, the G.
Oh, QuagmireToiletGaming.
Gaming, okay.
Mr. Gaming.
So QuagmireToiletGaming45. I hate Houston so much. Anyways, oh. Zaxis could be saucing here. This could be a Zaxis loves the frame traps into F smash especially.
Right.
There we could have seen maybe another up air drag down after the first air dodge, but
sure, I think that's very valid. I think we kind of got a little taste of what could happen in this matchup. I think once Rob's in the air, Greninja has a very nice time kind of just tracking down his landing. Because you can kind of whiff punish his nair landings as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's what Greninja does, right? You whiff punish. And the thing with Rob is that Rob is a very hard character to whiff punish sometimes because his moves have ridiculous frame data with basically no end lag. But Greninja being so fast means that he can do it anyways. Barely doesn't get the Shadow Sneak there.
Right.
And one thing that we're going to see a lot from Rob is this ledge play. The gyro on ledge makes it so hard to get back as Greninja.
Right. If I remember correctly, Greninja has this kind of tech, they call it like the bonk, where like a lot of like two-frame setups like the gyro, wolf, F-tilt, if you bonk under the stage, you can just avoid getting two-framed completely.
The thing is, you do have to make sure you're holding in, because if you don't hold directly in immediately, you will just straight up fall and die.
Yeah.
Because you can't jump afterwards.
He could have died.
So you might see that Zaxis he's not like a tech fiend, right? Like, he doesn't sit around and just do tech all day.
Sure.
He doesn't lab all day, but he does know his stuff. He's been a Greninja one-trick for a while. He does have a pretty good byleth. I doubt we'll see that today, though.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, if you stick with a character long enough, you're bound to get somewhere with it, right? Especially like Greninja, who's like obviously good.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, but the thing is, at this percent, right, Rob is very good at killing, but Rob also kind of in the way that things like Ken, Kazuya, other fighting game characters, or even stuff like Marth you see is, yes, they can get kills from zero deaths, right? But if they're living to 180, unless you get a grab like that, you don't really have a clean, consistent killing option. And Zaxis using the full effect, he's about 100% here, and it is a pretty easy spot for him to take as Greninja. Oh,
that could have been the downside. He's dead though.
Yeah. Unfortunate air dodge from QuagmireToiletGaming45, but regardless,
close. I think he had a good showing. I think he kind of did a lot of the textbook matchup stuff against
he did, and he had some good ledge play, right? Like, he had the gyro conversion into the side B. He knew what he was doing. He almost got a second one actually in the second stock.
Yeah,
Could have turned everything around, but Zaxis staying composed. I think as the time went on, he did a lot better in neutral. First off, he was struggling a lot with dealing with things like gyro in the nair and neutral, but wow, counter picking to FD against Greninja.
That's interesting.
I'm very surprised about this. I mean,
I think with Rob too.
Rob's not bad on FD, but Rob's not good, right, on FD. I mean, he's like okay on it.
Yeah,
Greninja's arguable best stage is FD. So I do want to see the reasoning behind this, or if we can see something in this game that shows as to why he went FD. But regardless, Zaxis starting out with 54
Side
damage.
Yeah.
The thing, listen, if you're against a Greninja player, they will always go for Shadow Sneak off stage, even if it's not a good idea, because they want the sauce.
Absolutely. Like at this percent, what's the risk realistically?
Yeah.
You get dared, you're not dying. And he kind of messes up that little tech dare. If you like drag down up air off the stage to them, you can down throw. Yeah,
and it just
exactly.
kills them at like 50. It's ridiculous.
Oh, absolutely. Even against like heavies like Rob, it's so consistent.
Yeah. Oh, he's schmoving. Oh, he's actually schmoving.
Yeah, he's holding the gyro. He has no reason to like commit. He's just waiting now.
Oh,
he had it.
down smash would have covered a little bit better there, but going for that smash read, doesn't get the read.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, with so much percent stacking up, it's so hard to make this comeback unless you get some sort of gyro cheese. But then again, that's not impossible, and I'm pretty sure this Rob probably knows his 0 to deaths based on what I've seen from him so far, but the dash like upper coming out from Greninja, and a really big lead for Zaxis.
Yeah, absolutely. We kind of saw him kind of break away pretty early with that huge string in that first stock, and Zaxis seems super under control right now unless QuagmireToiletGaming.
Well, the one thing about Zaxis is that when he's playing very natural, he's just chilling, he's not tilted, he will hit shit like this, which you will normally not see Greninjas at like a lower level hit, but he has... Oh.
That's the first time we've seen that all set. So.
Yeah, he loves that downer mix-up, actually. If he keeps leaning into things like, for example, tomahawk grabs or just like nairs and stuff, you get used to parry timings, for example, he will just do a random downer and it will just hit you.
Yeah,
it'll take like
absolutely.
50, because you'll get like downer, nair, and then forward air, and you're like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have like the craziest mix-ups on shield. Like he doesn't have a tomahawk or anything like that. His grab sucks. But like that dare is definitely a good tool to have as he's kind of running away with it right now.
He is, yeah.
Huge
And
lead.
oh, Greninja, no, doesn't die there. And the thing is, like, when you're this far behind, it feels so hard to make the comeback, considering that Greninja just suffocates you so well, right? Yes, the back air is good there. It does find the stock, but you're down, I mean, after this, probably like 100%. What does he need to do to make this comeback?
I think he just has to do the Rob stuff that we've seen from other players, right? I think you got to hold gyro, make sure you hit this combo for
Oh, that's not going to kill, but he could get a downer edge guard here if he gets a good read. No.
He went high. That was a good recovery.
Yeah.
Down tilt. Oh, again.
Almost gets the air dodge killing again. Oh, misses
Oh, he
the
missed
attack.
it.
Unfortunate, but good job from Zaxis taking it to a pretty commanding victory. I feel like he wasn't doing that great in the beginning, but as the time went on, as the set went on, especially on FD, he became really good around playing around QuagmireToiletGaming45's habits.
Yeah.
That name is ridiculous. I love it, though. That's great. In Austin, we don't have that. We have, like, Z3, Waltz.
Yeah, for some pretty like standard, pretty good tags. And then here you got like this